or was that a personal experience that you guys had? Why was that included in Stay?
Unfortunately, yes.
I think opening episode 1 with that scene from the liquor store too, a lot of people were like so upset, and rightfully so. All right, hi guys, it's Francine. I'm here with Team Campy and Helen, and we're just going to talk about episode 1 of Stay, which premiered yesterday, Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
It did. It was really exciting. My name's Helen, aka Drama Doctor from TikTok, and we're here with Alan and Dexter. What did you think about the premiere?
Yeah, it was so great. And first of all, we want to introduce ourselves again. I'm Dexter,
And I'm Alan.
and we are the creators of Stay. We are from Team Campy Entertainment, and we'd like to thank you guys first for watching the pilot episode of Stay yesterday.
Yes, thank you very much for your support. We're very surprised with the turnout when we premiered last night. It was so fun to see all the people reacting live
Yeah.
to the show. So we're very happy.
And
Yep.
thank you for all the comments and the feedback and all the shares and all the social media tags, hashtags, everything. Thank you.
Thank you for talking about it. Thank you for sharing it to your friends.
And we are actually very surprised with the views because we were not expecting a lot since the show is just starting, but it exceeded our
Do you
expectations.
know how many views you got yesterday? Well, for the premiere?
As of now, as we're talking, it's around 30,000, I think. So for the first part, and then for the second part, it's almost 20, I think. So
That's a
it's
success.
really big for
First time
us.
success.
Did you have a goal initially? Like, what was your goal? Just like your
We wanted 5,000.
Wow.
you really went over that goal.
You
And
were
then-
like, set the minimum so that we could be really happy when it surpasses it.
When we launched the trailer, it was just like
1,000 for the first day.
yeah, for the first 2 days, just 1,000 views, and then so we kind of like if it exceeds 10,000 for the pilot for the first part,
Yeah.
so we're very happy.
We were really hoping that we could get to at least 5 digits for the first day.
And that's 10,000.
And last night we were happy but kind of worried because we were not there on the 5-digit mark.
But when we woke up this morning, it's like, oh my god, it's 12,000. Is this true? And then now, as we check, it's almost 30,000 already. So
Yeah.
we're very thankful and we're very happy. And thank you guys for helping us. You know,
Yes.
Francine, Helen, and
Francine.
also Louis. They're helping us guys for our promotions, marketing, everything. They're
Everything everywhere.
yeah.
All at
And
once.
we're so grateful to have them on our team.
Yes.
Yes, we actually did a watch party for the premiere
Yeah.
Good.
on Discord, and of course, everybody was having like a really good time. A lot of the moments, and I think it's a good segue to kind of go into one of the topics we wanted to talk about today, which was one of the moments that had the most kind of comments on while we were watching was the scam, or like it felt like a scam. Literally everybody in the comments was like, "This sounds like a scam. This doesn't sound real."
Does it sound like a scam?
Oh, it does. It
I
does.
think that was one of the main topics you guys wanted to talk about today. So I want to hear that story. How did you guys come up with that plot, or was that a personal experience that you guys had? Why was that included in Stay?
Unfortunately, yes. It was a real life experience when it was during our first time here in the United States. We joined the festival because our feature film, its title is First Semester. We won a Grand Jury Award just like Andre and Stay. And then after that, someone approached us. We don't know if he's part of the festival, but I think it's not part of the festival.
Yeah, but he
Can I
was.
ask how old you guys were at the time that this was happening?
That was
How
in
old?
2017.
2017.
Okay.
Like
So that was 7 years,
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
And so after winning, then he gave us his calling card, his business card, and then we're just like, oh my god, this is a producer, and we're very excited, and we're from the Philippines. It's like that. So, and then we texted him, and then you know what? He wanted us for us to meet him in
Rodeo Drive.
Rodeo Drive. And you know when it's your
All the
first
fancy
time.
things.
Yeah. And, and the fancy restaurant and then during that night before we met him the following day we cannot sleep because I think we're so gullible.
Like you
And-
can't believe you're meeting someone in LA and you just came from the Philippines. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
And
we're
it
meeting-
looks real because
Yeah.
the way he presents himself is like he's really a big time producer and
He had his fancy coat on and
yeah.
all of that.
And then when we searched for the place where we will meet, oh my god, this is like a high-end restaurant. Rodeo Drive.
Yeah.
And then cut to after that, the following day we were waiting for him. We arrived there very early. We're very excited, and it's like it's the start of our Hollywood dreams. And so he arrived in a limousine,
Wow.
and he has assistants.
Wow.
It's like.
And everybody in the restaurant knew who he was. Like he was this big shot person. Like, oh, are your work? How's your work? How is this project going?
Yeah.
And then like,
I'm doing something
Yeah.
with this company, a
And-
big film company.
Must have like paid the waiter.
Yeah. Or he went there often to do those.
Or that
things,
that
so-
was like location to take,
yeah, the victims.
And it was like it was staged. It was
Yeah.
scripted because there's an actress who was a very beautiful actress who will approach the table where we're sitting and
Yeah.
what you're doing now? I'm busy with this. Oh, let's work together soon. Let's
Oh,
have.
wow.
Yeah.
for this gal.
We just weren't able to film that because it will be a big
Bigger
scene and
scene.
yeah, it will
Yeah, well, it sounds like you were part of a big production. It just wasn't the one you wanted to be a part of.
be yeah. And then yeah, it happened. And then after a few minutes, no one's ordering food.
Yeah.
And then
We thought that like he's gonna
pay for us.
or I mean he's gonna
Pay-
initiate at least.
yeah, it's gonna
or-
treat us or yeah, initiate the
Yeah.
the
But like for some reason he's waiting for us to take the initiative on making orders and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then
And then
yeah, he showed us like a newspaper clip
Where
like,
his-
from 10 years ago where his name was there.
it's like a big time producer or something like that. And I have to admit, I was the gullible one, and Alan was more like something
More
something fishy is going on. Yeah, and then after that, he said that if you work with me, then you'll be rubbing elbows with the biggest celebrities in Hollywood. That's
Also,
re-
mine was actually
Yeah.
that line was really from a
From
real
the-
experience.
yeah. So, and then after 20 minutes or so, he still hasn't ordered, and the waiters like the waiter in
Came
that
to us
restaurant
three times
they were
already.
impatient already because I think they know that this guy's a scammer. And then
He didn't tell you.
I mean, they were gonna tell them at the
and
table.
they're preying on their victim or yeah. And then after that we moved to another table, remember?
Yeah,
And then
several times.
we moved to another table and then we moved to another table and we didn't order any food.
That
It's
was
like
so
all
weird.
water and it's so weird what's going on. And then he said that, guys, if you join this club, then
And he was asking for $10,000.
Oh my
And
God,
then-
that I hear that number and it hurts because I think of how many times I could pay my mortgage with that amount of money.
I thought 3,000 was like it hurt, and like
Yeah.
that they were asking for, and like in the chat, everybody was like $3,000. That's so much, but like everybody was so upset about the $3,000.
And if you watch the series on HBO about the artists who were scammed, that's not even like a big amount. It's-
Yeah.
there's
I
even
just,
bigger.
I have a very important question that I've been wanting to know. So the $3,000 in the show, apparently he received that from his mom. Is
Yeah.
that the same that
Oh, what
From your
happened was
experience,
when he mentioned $10,000, Alan went to the restroom, and then I was still in awe, and I was still listening to the guy, and then he texted me,
Yeah.
and then he said, "That's a scam." And then suddenly I
That Alan
realized,
caught on really.
yeah. And then when I
You
read
listen
his
to
text
Alan.
message, it's like, oh my
It
god,
made
this is.
sense.
And then I told the guy, oh, I'm just from a poor family in the Philippines, and we don't have money, and the only reason I was able to come here to United States because of donations from friends who want to help us and see us succeed or something like that. And then for some reason he felt like he felt pity, or he sympathized with my drama, and then they left. And then the moment that they left, we ordered some food.
So that we felt bad for the restaurant.
Yeah.
Have some lunch.
Yeah, I know, it's so crazy, but it was scary because imagine if we have the money, and
Oh,
imagine if I was alone and he was not with me.
Alan, you are the MVP in this story. Thank you.
I owe him $10,000.
Your spidey senses were.
Tingling. See what's not right here.
But definitely that is a cautionary tale for a lot of people who are in like this industry. Growing up in Los Angeles, I saw a lot of that in a sense of like everything is a scam. Like always go in thinking, questioning everything. You really are trying to get an opportunity. Make sure you research who the person is, where they work, all of that. Because one of the other things was that Andre didn't Google him.
He did, but afterwards, after he gave him his mom's $3,000, I can't get over that was his mom's
Yeah.
hard-earned money.
You made a lot of people angry with that scene.
We
So a
never
lot of
googled.
people-
We never googled the guy the night
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, but you also at least didn't give him the money. At least at the end, it was like, we can't do it. So if you're ever gonna give someone that much money, please do your research.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Was the name of his organization the same as the one you used in the movie, or was it different?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's different. But like
Change the names and the
we made it sound more campy with
With a
Hollywood Elite Club.
elite club.
Elite Club.
I'm like, if anybody ever asks you for money to join something,
It's usually
not always.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time, I think.
We have actually after that we had a few more experiences
Yeah.
where
Because I'm so gullible.
people were asking us money for your
But Alan was the one who went, no, you can't do this, right?
Already got this once.
I easily believe in people. My God.
But Dexter will give like $100, $200 for just to join this thing or join that thing.
And then
And then we will realize afterwards that okay, they're actually selling us insurance.
yeah,
Oh
I know
no.
because they said that they will when if we attend this event,
You will
we can find
find
investors, producers, financiers for our series, and then but you have to buy ticket. It's $100 each, and then for the two of us, $200. Oh my God! But at the back of my mind, if we get like $30,000. The $200 is worth it. So it's like,
Like Alan should start doing.
Yeah, Alan, before you spend money on anything, Alan needs to approve. Like, tell
I
me
know.
what this is. Let me see if I can do that.
and then when we went to the event, it's like there's a lot of speakers, and then they started selling life insurance.
Yeah, like all of the speakers.
Yeah, we never like get any money from them, any help. Yeah,
That's tough. I think even when I get emails from like my bank, I'm like, no, I'm gonna call, and I call them, and they're like, no, this isn't real. I'm like, okay, I don't even trust that.
And always make sure you just always question everything. But
so for all the viewers who saying that Andre is too trusting, I'm too trusting. So
Andre,
But you
got
didn't
it
give
from-
your mom's money too.
I know.
luckily he didn't.
Like, yeah, but like, could you imagine?
That was sad. But having that in like the first episode was very like catching, I feel like, because it really just shows like this is kind of like a Hollywood dream story too. And that's something that happens a lot actually. So
Yeah.
having that in the first episode was really important. I think opening episode 1 with that scene from the liquor store too, a lot of people were like so upset, and rightfully so, especially because there is a lot more talk about Asian hate and everything, you know, going on. So I think opening up with that really upset people, but upset people
Made an
because
impact.
it does happen. It left an impact on them. I mean, because you wrote that in, was that just something you wanted to speak about, or was that something that was also a personal experience?
Of course, it was also based from personal experience, and at the same time, it's something that we really want to talk about and wanted to address in this. I mean, not address, but I think it's an ongoing issue. It's happening, and for example, we went to a bar, and the bar owner, we were with a Korean, and then she said she's from Korea, and then the bar owner asked us, so you're from Korea too? So, and then we told him, no, we're from the Philippines. And then the bar owner told us, isn't it the same? It's just the same, right? And then I just looked at Alan and I couldn't believe it, because it's like, you know, those simple small words, it has an impact on us, because you know we're really like outsiders here. We're immigrants, and we're new. We're kind of new here, and we felt like we don't fully belong. And then when we experienced that, it has like significant impact on what we feel. That's why we wanted to include that on Stay. And sometimes when we're waiting on a bus stop and waiting for the bus, someone will randomly shout at us and tell us that some words, and we're so afraid. And then I'm telling him, "Oh, don't move, and don't look him in the eyes, because they said that if you don't look them straight into the eyes, they won't hurt you. But if you look at them straight into their eyes, they will do something." So what we always do is we don't move, and we let them say what they want to say, and then after a while they will leave. So
Don't engage.
yeah.
So Andre engaging was, you wanted to show that as a point that like you engage and this is what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't ever know what's gonna happen, but you know sometimes it gets to that point, and that's not safe either.
And we also have some Asian friends, Asian American friends, who just doing laundry on a regular day, and then someone will just tell them, why don't you go back to China, or things like
It's a completely different culture and language, and just like completely different, like 100%. I don't understand how people don't I feel like some of it is ignorance, which is still not an excuse, and some of it is they just purposely want to be rude. Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really understand that way of thinking.
Especially after COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
There,
Yeah.
There's a strong, there is a
Stigma
higher spike with the Asian kid.
Yeah.
Which that was something hard to see, especially because it was not anybody's fault. It was COVID, you know. But people always look for somebody to blame, I think, and I think this was just the next, you know, like target. And unfortunately now it's something that has become a big issue, and hopefully by, you know, like the first scene, people talking about it can show that it is an issue, because sometimes people also, like Helen said, like it's a lot of ignorance, and because something doesn't happen to you personally, you might not realize that it's happening. But by being able to see it on screen, I always think that's a great way to like show people and expose people to certain situations, or to expose people to them without maybe having them experience it personally. I think that was good too, but it was also something that like the fans themselves were like very like emotional over, because they all got so upset, like how can you say that, and like all of that. So when the like customer was being so rude to Andre, and then obviously he ended up hurting him, everybody was like so upset, because like you love Andre as a character and you don't want your favorite character to like go through something like this.
Yeah, and I think that like it also, in a way, like people can relate to it, right? So I think people have experienced hate in different ways, so seeing it kind of helps them go, oh wait, like I can understand this, because like, you know, people from different cultures will be compared to others. Like I'm Russian, so if somebody was like, oh, aren't you isn't the same thing as being Czech or Polish? No, it's completely different. We're different. So people can like go and relate to your experience through theirs, and kind of get a better understanding to kind of bring people together in that aspect. So I think it's a really good representation, so people can start talking more about it and trying to find solutions and educating others on like what's real, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not fair. It's not fair. Like there's nothing more you could say other than it feels not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. That's nicely put.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, disclaimer to all the fans: Philip Mosamechi, who played the racist guy, is actually a really nice person.
Oh my god, I love you. My god,
In real life.
it's just really a very convincing actor.
He was I will tell you,
the
he
real
was
person.
very convincing. And very intimidating too, and convincing.
Oh, by the way, the scammer, Sander Bailey, there are comments that we read calling him Zaddy.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, there was I saw those, but oh yeah, how about some comments? What was like one of your favorite comments? I actually saw a couple of comments about a teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that was a really nice comment. What was like, maybe if you can just recall some of the comments that you read that really left an impact on you.
And because he said this was a long one, and I just pick some lines from it. He said that I can reassure you that in just one episode, the Stay production cast and crew have developed a beautiful masterpiece of cinema that I am looking forward to follow. Oh, and another one is this is from John Church. Thank you so much, John
Hi,
Church.
John.
Oh my god, you made our day. And he said that what's this? Our world is so crazy right now that I know at least I need to pray, cheer, and hope for each of these characters for their personal happiness and success. I do know that in reality that might not be necessarily so, but the hard work that each person in front of the camera and behind the scene is giving us, the viewer and now a big fan, that includes me, their hardest effort to provide a wonderful series yet to come. Oh. And he said that thank you from the bottom of my heart for the opportunity to fall in love with Stay. Oh. And that was coming from a 73-year-old retired teacher. My God. Thank you so much, John Church.
That was so nice.
I think there's a lot of people looking at it, finding themselves in it, whether it's you relate more to Andre or you relate more to Joshua. I was told I'm more of a Joshua apparently. Good to know. Good to know. But I know there's a few people that I talked to as well that were kind of sad that it was so short and they have to wait another week.
Actually, there was the ending was one of like you want more because you ended it so good with like their hand holding, almost hand holding.
Our favorite tropes in BL.
Yeah.
Hand holding and the eye contact.
Eye contact is always important, but the fact that it ended right there, I think people were like, "Is that it? Is that it?"
Where's more? What happens?
Like, there's another part. I'm like, no, that's it. It's only one episode. Part two.
I actually love the comments when there was someone who commented, and she commented on the trailer, like, I thought there's gonna be a third part to episode 1. Where is it? Oh yeah, I love the comments.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I want more.
Yeah.
And we've already seen the first three.
And by the way, to our viewers, you can send in questions through our Instagram or TikTok, and we will answer them
Yes.
next week with
Our YouTube as well.
our YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely put some posts if you guys have questions or want to know something about like the show or like actors or anything. You guys can start, submitting those. That way we can
Yeah.
answer.
Submit them. You could submit them to me and Francine, or send a message to Team Campy, and then we could even like go to the short clips and answer them that way. So
I want to know. We'll try to answer. But yeah, the first episode was very fun. I think it was a great starter. I'm really happy that you guys met at least your kind of initial goal. You actually went past your initial goal.
Yeah.
Tripled.
Tripled your initial goal, and actually, at least on TikTok, just because I've been kind of, following the TNB tag and everything, and like the stay tag. There's actually after episode 1, a lot of the viewers were like posting like reviews or their favorite parts, and things like that. So I'm happy that it's getting the attention that it deserves.
So please go on TikTok and get them to 1,000 followers, so that way there can be maybe some lives in the future. But to do that, we need to get to 1,000. So we're almost there.
Live, you can definitely interact more with everybody that loves your show. So that's fun. So that would be your new goal to get to 1,000 on TikTok. Maybe do some lives. That would be fun for
Well,
everybody.
Francine, I have a question for you though. Since we talked about scammers, what was the worst scam that you've been a part of, or that you maybe saw but didn't exactly like fall for?
There's been so many. But again, I'm from LA. I don't trust anybody.
Was there one point that you had to learn?
Even friends, like I'm super
Oh,
close.
wow.
But actually, I did fall for one. I'm actually, I remembered right now. It was actually somebody had hacked my friend's account, like on, I think it was maybe Instagram or something, and they sent me a message like, oh hey, like, can I borrow $15 or something like that, whatever, right? And but it was like my actual friend, like, you get me? So I didn't think twice about like, oh yeah, sure, like, what do you want, Zelle or like whatever. And I think they use Cash App or something. And so I like sent them the $15 or whatever. And then afterwards, like, my friend was like, oh, my thing got hacked. And I was like, damn it. So that one was like the only one, but it was because it was like my actual friend's account messaged me, and it wasn't like somebody I didn't know.
I have such an embarrassing story.
That's
Share.
I remember this is so embarrassing because I should preface this with saying that I grew up in New York. So at this time, I'm a full-fledged New Yorker, and we know better than to fall for what we fell for. But I was in New York with my sister and her brother-in-law, and we were in Madison Square Garden, and there was a Knicks game going on. And we know better because we're from New York, but I think we just really wanted to go. And so, but the tickets were sold out. So what did we do? We bought the tickets from a scalper who was selling them outside of Madison Square Garden. Now, we knew better. As a New Yorker, you don't do that. Never buy from scalpers in New Yorker. It's most likely fake.
Scalpers in general.
So we did. And then we tried to get in and they're like, are you guys from New York? And I was like, we should have said no.
Oh my
We did not get in.
Oh.
Because it was definitely, those were fake tickets. I mean, granted, it was not $3,000 that we spent on it. It was like $90 a
Mine
ticket.
was $15 and $15, and to this day I'm so embarrassed of it. And also,
I think
but like
I think
also, I think yours was like 90.
it was 90. I don't know if it was 90 for all three or like 90 a ticket, but at least it wasn't like a huge amount of money. But never do that.
And then now, if people like, I'm like, if you need like I don't do like things over like Cash App and stuff anymore. Like I only do Zelle, which is like through your bank and stuff. And then also like you have to text me. Like obviously, you know, like if Helen needs something, like if she sends it to me through Instagram, I wouldn't believe it anymore. She'll have to like text me directly.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably even call and be like, here's the receipts, like not just.
No, I don't do like Instagram DM, like hey.
No. I actually wouldn't even do text message. I'd be like, call me. Like, I need to hear your voice that I know this is real. Because my mom,
those $15 scared me. It
happened to my mom's friend. She got an email saying that she was in a jail in Mexico and needed bond money.
I'm Mexican, so I actually get a lot of those.
Yeah.
They call and they're like, we have your cousin in whatever, you need the ransom, and then
Oh my god.
But my mom's friend almost did it. She almost gave them the like 1,500 or something. But luckily, I think last minute she called my mom, and my mom's like, "I'm in California. I don't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "Oh, so never, did that." But
those scams, like those are very popular scams.
yeah. I even got a call saying there was an arrest warrant. There was a warrant for my arrest, and I was like, "Well, I can call the cops and just double check that." And then they hung up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's
Sometimes I want to believe because even in emails, when they say that I won like $1 million,
I mean,
I don't think those at all.
I don't
I will
blame
ask
you.
him, he's the scammer. So
I don't blame you. I would love to believe that too. Like the things that I could do with that money, like give it to my family to pay off debts, go to Thailand, go travel, go to Korea. I would
make more series.
Yeah, you want to believe it's so bad, but I always have the feeling that if something's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the word. Too good to be true.
Yeah, that's so true. Just please read over whatever contracts or things.
Just be cautious. Just be really like double, triple check. If you're gonna give someone money, get a contract, sign it, receipt. Yeah.
Make sure.
I don't think I'll be ever jaded in life.
Yeah, that's not such a bad thing though. But
You're more of the Andre character or you're more of a Joshua character. Because even from episode 1, Joshua seems very.
He's not gonna get scammed very easily. Like
He's not gonna get scammed very easily.
So Joshua is more like Alan, and Andre is more like Dexter.
I'm more like the Sander who played the scammer. We've been friends since 2017.
Yeah.
And he said that I'm like Michaela.
The best.
The best.
Bomba. The character of Bomba. And then I think yeah. And when we approached Sander Bailey, the one who played the scammer, then we said, do you like to play a scammer here in our series? Because he's been attending festivals. We met him in 2017
Yeah.
in a film festival, and then we're asking him, won't this affect your credibility as a festival as a festival staff or a festival judge or something like that, because this is like yours coming filmmakers attending a film festival.
But if he was a real scammer, he would never participate in that. They like to lay low, so I would trust him more than I would an actual scammer.
An actual production, it actually is more legit.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, this is the part we talk about where we separate the actor from the character.
Yeah, I know. Hello, Sander, and hello,
Yeah.
Filier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, you people don't like you, but you're a great actor.
yeah. Well, that's a good thing because they're supposed to not like you, so it means that you did your job very well.
You did your job, and you did your job well.
I mean, look, he sold that product really well. Like before he even said how much money it was, he pulled them in with the what can it do for you, then he dropped the amount of money. Because I feel like if you say the money first, they're like, hell no, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But he said he first tried to lull you in and then said, but here's catch 22. And that's good. But it definitely, so it made it believable.
Yeah.
It made it believable.
Yeah. Appeal to the dreams and appeal to the emotions.
Make them forget about the money.
Yeah. Just for a second, and then you drop it, and they're like, reality.
In the Philippines, we call it budol budol. Parang it's like being hypnotized.
Oh yeah.
Does it happen? Did it happen to you in the Philippines often? Like before you came here, did you experience
No, it didn't happen to
scammers?
us in the Philippines.
Of any
It happened
kind?
here in the US.
Yeah.
But my aunt was a victim of budol budol, or
Yeah.
being hypnotized in the Philippines.
Small time scam things that are just
Yeah.
trying to get as many people. Yeah.
In the Philippines, I think we're more attuned to our environment, so we spot
Yeah.
and right away.
Comfortable, you know already like the industry. You're familiar with like how things work, so that probably helps you out a little bit. But as you're kind of growing in LA, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to spot it.
I don't know. I hope.
Well, here's the thing.
Double check with Alan first.
Yeah, just double check with Alan everything, and then you'll be good. Alan has the scam radar.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first episode was very good. I really enjoyed it. I'm happy that everybody's enjoying it. Just kind of taking a look. I've kind of been checking some notifications and stuff, and like people are like commenting. I know I've made like some edits, and like I think making edits is fun. It's like a fun thing to do. So I bet you will be seeing more of those, especially as we're getting more of those fun, like almost cute and like moments that are in there. I think people really enjoy the comedy of it too, because not only like episode 1 was kind of heavy. You had the liquor store scene, the very first scene, then you had the scam, but then you also had really happy and funny moments, and I think the comedy of it really kind of evens everything out.
Yeah,
Did
that's
comedy or what, or when you were making Stay, what kind of was the genre you were looking for?
yeah. We want, because it's also our genre, comedy, maybe romantic comedy or family comedy, just like our feature film First Semester, it's a family comedy. And then even the reliever, even if it's a heavy drama, we have a lot of
Comedic scene.
funny scenes. And then
Even that out.
yeah, and because we really wanted to share, because our most embarrassing experiences here in LA are also very funny, you know. So even it's humiliating or like embarrassing, it's still funny when you think of it. Just like when it's our first time here and we didn't know that the bus will leave you when you're not in the right bus stop, or
Oh yeah.
because in the Philippines you can ride anywhere, or here you have to have a specific spot where you need to wait for the bus. Otherwise, and you need to be there before the bus arrives. Otherwise, they will leave you. And
Yeah, that's something
even
I'm
if you run
waiting for.
after, or even if you,
Oh,
you
that was a scene in the
Yeah, it was.
he left the bus left him. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, and also the renting for the room, and it was very
Oh my
expensive,
God.
but it's very small. That's our experience also during our first year here, and it's like,
Oh, speaking of the room, one of my favorite comments while we were watching it was that was that somebody said Joshua's running one of the most expensive Airbnbs I've ever seen. Like for what was it, like a week or two, whatever.
2 weeks for like $650, but he didn't even have his own room.
They didn't even have the room. And then they were like, "What kind of Airbnb is this?"
Right.
But that actually happened to
yeah,
happened to us. Like we rented in Koreatown, and like we didn't have like the credit score yet to apply for an apartment,
Yeah.
or you know, we don't have those things yet when we came here.
Hmm.
We asked a previous place that we stayed in if we could rent, and then she gave us like half of the apartment, but it was like $1,000 or
yeah.
a month.
Oh,
Well, you
Just
did.
half of it.
And the other half she rents for B&B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Very
just a one bedroom thing. The bedroom belongs to the B&B renters, and the living room, quote unquote, is for us. So
Yeah.
Yeah, LA is very expensive.
Yeah.
I know.
it is. It is. Even here, here where I am, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And it's getting more expensive as time goes on, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's really difficult.
That's it. That's kind of interesting.
I
But
just, my first thought was though, who picks up the phone at 2 a.m. in the morning? Like he literally, and he did not sound sleepy. So I was like,
yeah, you already awake? Like the game couldn't sleep.
He's about to sleep.
like at 2 a.m. Like
But he does. I think at that time he was working
get
at
it
the
over work.
store too. So it could possibly he just had
Get it over work.
yeah he
Came
just
from Uber driving actually.
Yeah.
was also Uber driver, so he had that going on. There's
True.
Uber at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
I love that scene in the car. I have to say that has happened to me before. I was going to the to a not convention, a conference for school, and I was in the car with this other girl, and we were in the same class, and there was another lady in there, and I went, no, I think she's the professor. I should be careful. But then the girl started going, oh my God, this class is so like, the teacher's so picky and all, and I'm thinking this is a bad idea. And I didn't say as much as the other person did, but when she said it and she was the professor, I almost died. You don't understand. And then in the class, she actually like called us out, and I was like, okay, all right, that's fair. I mean, I deserved it. And the other girl was really mad at her, like took offense. But I was like, nah, I think I deserve. It was one of those things where you're like,
They deserve it.
I deserved it. I learned. I mean, I didn't say anything too bad, and I did get really good marks at the conference, and I got an A. I think an A in the class because of that conference. But I learned a real good lesson. Just
Don't talk
when you're,
about other people with Uber
when
drivers.
you're sharing a public ride, be careful, especially if you're headed to the same conference that other people. You never know when the professor will be in the car with you.
Yes.
Listen to your instincts too, because my instincts was telling me that like I think this is the professor. And
Not speak right now.
oh my God, when she said she was the professor, you don't understand
That never happened to me really.
the heartache.
Also, like I remember faces more than I remember names and stuff like that. So I think if I've seen the professor or whoever once, I'll remember. But yes, that has never happened.
Well, I do online schooling, so I don't really see.
Oh, I haven't even seen
But
that.
I may have seen like a picture online somewhere, but we don't like have a like interaction every day other than like emails. we answer each other's questions, through that kind of dialogue. So we really didn't see each other often enough for me to be like, that's her. It's just that we were going to the same exact place from a short distance, and something in me went, this is really familiar, and like my gut intuition, and I should have listened to it more.
It is so.
Fortunately, I survived that event and still passed the class with an A. But don't test that theory out, because just keep your mouth shut. If you want to vent, go home and call your friend. I call Francine and I vent, and
You will think that it only happens in the movies, but it happens.
Yeah.
it does more. Yeah. And it's embarrassing and painful. And then you can laugh about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Afterwards, after time, you can start laughing about it, but in the moment, it's like, oh, super embarrassing.
Yeah, that's true.
How will you get out of that?
You eat crow, and then you just have to be on your best behavior. That's it. You literally do. You answer if the teacher asks a question, answer it. Even if you don't know, just try. Just.
Well, I really appreciate you guys kind of answering our questions. I know we had really good discussions today. And you get a lot of backstory on episode 1 of Stay. Would you like to invite your supporters for next week?
Yes, guys. We're screening one episode every Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. EST, and 9 a.m. in the Philippines. Please.
And 2 a.m. in the UK.
And 2 a.m. UK. Please continue
According to
supporting our show. It's entitled Stay. To those who haven't watched, please go to our YouTube channel, and we hope that you find magic and love in this series.
Yes. And thank you again for your support, and we still need your support. We still have 6 episodes more to go in the coming weeks, and please share. We wished for 10,000 views, but 1 million views is not bad.
Pretty big.
We also want that.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you.
Please go follow their Instagram. Please go follow their TikTok. Please interact. We really look forward to it, the engagement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please talk about Stay on your socials. It will help.
Generate more engagement.
Yeah, and it will promote more our show.
Yes.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week for episode 2 of Stay.
Yay!
Yay.
Thank you.